All right, guys, so just start however you want. Mackenzie, however you want to start to ground is fine. If you're on your back, that's fine. If you're seated, that's also fine. And maybe just begin by finding the breath. Maybe it's the first time today that you've come aware of the breath. Maybe it's not. Maybe closing the eyes. If you're seated, maybe grounding the palms on the floor, or maybe on the knees or the thighs. Perhaps scanning the body from the toes to the crown of the head. Perhaps allowing the face to relax, the chin to drop perhaps towards the heels. Or if you're on your back, that chin to drop towards the chest, becoming heavy in the chin and the low jaw. Maybe imagining the back of the neck becomes long. And so you kind of let the shoulders relax, the tailbone drop, and the crown of the head reaching to the sky. Allowing ourselves to receive our yin practice this evening, a receptive practice. Perhaps just imagining in your life, if you're able to receive, either energetically or physically, tangibly, anything in your life right now, what would you like to receive? Let it be so. Now, as you're ready, if you're on your back, slowly make your way to seated, grounding the sits bones. If you're already seated, then just go ahead and bring those feet nice and wide apart, coming into our first shape of dragonfly. So the feet are nice and wide, and let the ankles relax, let the feet relax, and feel the backs of the legs on the floor. And then just bring your blocks to the ground. And maybe you drop the elbows onto the blocks, and then bring the chin to the chest, grounding the head, and letting the back lengthen as you bring chin to chest. And then, yeah, let those feet just be lazy, heels ground, and allow yourself to rest. And that's from the back. I don't want to lose this. And then, yeah, face that way. And that's our first shape. Yeah, ground down. Nice, guys. And seeing the deep breaths, really good, you guys. Allowing yourself to be present here, and allowing yourself to really, really rest. For those of you that are new to yin, we're in these shapes for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. And that's what allows that fascia to unravel. This shape is really supportive for the kidneys. If you've come from a high stressful day, just allowing these kidneys to recharge a little bit. One thing we like to remind ourselves in our yin yoga practice is that there's nowhere we need to go and nothing we need to do. We can be here, fully present. You might notice that after a short while, maybe you need to walk those heels away from the sits bones because that fascia is unraveling. And the legs maybe feel a little longer. That chest might come closer to the floor as the back might feel a little longer as well. Nice job, guys. See if you can soften the four walls of the armpits and along the side body. With our legs straight, this accesses our spleen and liver meridians. So just giving some cleansing breaths here to the liver meridian. Inviting creativity into the space and releasing frustration or anger with an exhale. We were talking yesterday in our Ayurvedic workshop about the sattvic mind, which is, although I dislike using the word goal in yoga, we do aspire to have a clear, luminous mind. So these practices support us in cleansing the body and purifying the body, but also the stillness and the controlling of thoughts, taming the mind. This is our moving meditation, if you will. All right, guys, 3 purifying breaths here to close this shape, this dragonfly. As you're ready, gently kind of walking those hands towards the midline. Sitting up. For Mackenzie, just bring the feet together slowly. I'm just going to lean back. Let those feet be effortless. For those of us that don't have a bun in the oven, just come back into rebound. Log rolling to one side and coming onto the back. And for you, Ken, just kind of lean back just as much as you can with as little effort as possible. coming into our rebound in order to feel that life force flowing through our being. In the end, we create tension and compression in order to stimulate and move the chi in the body. And our rebound is when we can kind of feel the effects of that movement. Couple more breaths here, you guys. Good. Now, when you're ready, gently place maybe one foot on the ground, log roll to the opposite side, sit up. We're going to come into a little half butterfly. So we're going to bring those feet out wide, just like we've had them. But this time we're going to bring one foot in. Bring that left foot in first, maybe on the inside of that right thigh. And guys, I want you to have your block either on the inside of that right leg or the outside. We're going to give ourselves this shape for a few minutes, just kind of over the right leg. And then what we're going to do is rest that right elbow on a block and then bring that left arm up and over to stimulate the meridians that run across the hand and the shoulder. But we're going to start just over that leg, and then we'll transition with that left arm over. And so maybe you feel this in the back of that right leg. You might feel it in the low back. And then drop the chin to the chest. In our yin yoga, we don't focus on keeping a straight spine. We focus on letting that head be heavy to kind of offer just a variation of traction. And this here, again, is supportive for our kidneys. Here we practice the taming of the mind, perhaps focusing on the breath, maybe even saying, I'm aware that I am breathing in on the inhale. I'm aware that I am breathing out. Exhale. And continuing with that anchor for the mind, the breath. You can do this throughout the day to practice mindfulness. It might seem silly, but you can say, I'm aware that I'm putting my arm in my coat sleeve. I'm aware that I am putting my foot in my shoe. I'm aware that I'm tying my shoe. Naming what we're doing in order to bring ourselves present. And just see how that over time affects our nervous system and the monkey mind. Maybe just doing that with 2 tasks during the day. Allowing ourselves to have control of the mind versus our mind to rule us. And now here, guys, maybe rest that right elbow and forearm on the block. Turn the chest open and bring the left arm up overhead. And one thing I like to do is to then just place the elbow on the block and clasp my hands together and let that left hand kind of rest on the right hand. And you can let that right hand kind of go towards the foot. And I bring my hands to fold together. And then just allow the weight of the hands, keep the left sit bone grounded, but allow the weight of the hands to open up that left side body. Oh, nice, guys. Closing those eyes. Just feeling yourself in this shape. Exhaling away agitation or worry. And inhaling in peace. And that reminder that our pure nature is spirit. Nice, Mackenzie. Good job. Now, guys, we'll slowly just unwrap the hands, bring that left arm up. Slowly start the spine. Feel that spine neutralize first with the shoulders over hips. Oh, that's a big spinal flexion. And now we find our rebound. So for those of us here, just gonna roll to one side, maybe bringing one leg out, log rolling over. Maybe you bring those blocks behind you, Mackenzie, and you can just kind of recline back. Or you can come to your side, whatever you want for that rebound. We're just gonna let those legs that we bent to come neutral, allowing ourselves to rest in our rebound. Ah. It's totally normal for one leg to already feel different than the other. Now, if you're on your back, you can stay on your back. If you bring the left foot to the ground, bring the right ankle just on top of that left leg and hug the knees into that left knee into the chest for reclined figure 4. If you're seated, yep, I'm going to have you bring that left knee or left foot to the floor. You can bring the knee there with those hands behind you and just think about pressing that right knee away. You can close the eyes. Working with the gallbladder meridian here, the partner for our liver meridian that we were targeting in our dragonfly. Yeah, let that left leg be nice and lazy to get the fascia along the knee. And soften that gaze. Another option is if you want to come onto the front of your body with that right knee to the ground for more of a traditional, say, pigeon, like we have maybe in other classes, if you would prefer to do that versus on your back or on your side. Maybe bring awareness to the base of the throat. and the clavicles meet. And let the breath go. Feel that heaviness maybe in the hips, the center of gravity of our being. And breathe into the low back. And breathe into the space between the shoulder blades as well. And now perhaps beginning to follow the breath up and down the spine, inhaling up the spine, and exhaling down the spine. Nice, guys. And you just gently release that left foot down the mat towards the end, let that right knee and leg come straight. Release the legs long, finding a rebound. Oh. Perhaps noticing even more the difference between the legs and the sides of the body. Oh. Now one more breath. Exhale to log roll to one side if you're not already up. Come to the sits bones, come to seated. Bring those feet in front of the hips and bring that left leg out and that right foot on the inside of that left thigh. Adjust the sits bones, bring that block to the inside of the left leg. And we'll first turn the chest towards that left foot, let the left foot be nice and lazy. And we'll fold into this half butterfly over towards the left. You might feel that on the right low back. You might feel that more in the belly of the left back of the leg. You might feel it somewhere completely different. Feeling yourself here in this shape. Allowing yourself to let go. Ah. Now, if you'd like to bring that left elbow towards that block, bring that arm there, bring the right arm up and over, opening the chest up, and letting that arm drape across the head. You can clasp it in the hand if you want. Oh. Try to keep that right sit bone down, targeting the low back and the side body, arms. Oh. Oh. Gently kind of unwrapping out of the shape, bringing the arm up and bringing that spine kind of straight. With that flexion, and then we'll make our way onto our back for the rebound or to bring that right leg out. And we have to see about kind of leaning back there. Onto the earth. Feeling yourself up, the back body on the ground. Points of contact. I'm going to be feeling that chi moving through the body here in this nice kind of fresh way. Stop because maybe one more breath or two more breaths. And then as you're ready, bring that right foot to the ground, bringing that left ankle to the top of that right quad and just hugging that figure four into the chest. And then, yep, if you're on there, just bring that foot there. Yep. Let that foot be lazy. Maybe bring the chin to the chest if you're seated. You can also just come into a more traditional pigeon. And exhale. Now think about the eyes relaxing into the head, the eyelashes relaxing down in front of the eyes. As we open up this gallbladder meridian, just partner with our liver. It allows us to have clarity in our life. Supports us in balancing on that spectrum of indecisiveness and impulsivity to clarity, decisiveness, being responsive versus reactive. It's creating that space between stimulus and response. That space to choose. Now gently releasing that foot to the ground or letting legs come straight. Move on to the rebound onto the back. And for Mackenzie, whatever is comfortable, but let the legs come straight. And as you maybe notice that energy, that chi in the body, let that be a reminder of the life that's within you. Another breath in and out. And then if you'd like, you can stay here on your back. We'll bring our feet maybe mat distance apart and drop both knees over to the right. So Ken, you can bring those knees. Oh yeah, be on your back if you want. Drop over to the right. Yep. Okay, good. And now guys, if you want, bring that right foot to the outside of that left knee. You can let just that gravity and weight of the foot on the side of that left knee. Another way is you can come up to seated and let those knees come in front of the body, and you can lean back on the forearms if it's too much to be on the back. And if at any point you want to bring the mantra Om in, of course, that's always welcome. Letting the vibration of Om to support that down regulation of the nervous system. It's our deer pose. Perhaps enabling us to feel light as a deer, spirited, as agile as a deer when we're done. Our stomach meridians with the bent knee, allowing us to digest our day, or perhaps anything that might be deep within ourselves that's ready for us to digest at a more conscious level. Now just bring those legs back, those knees to the middle, those feet to the floor, the legs come long. Feel that rebound in the body. Maybe here again, you feel the back lengthening as that fascia unravels, the backs of the legs, the front of the body. Now, when you're ready, you can bring those feet mat distance wide again. This time, dropping them over to the left side. You can bring that left foot to the outside of the right knee. If you want, you can log roll to one side, come up to seated, and you can access this from a more upright position from seated. Good voice. About softening the glutes and just allowing the front of the leg to open here. Perhaps tracing the breath up the front of the body, along the spine, in the front of the body, up that Sushumna channel. Just up and down, maybe to the throat chakra, maybe to the crown, and back down to the base of the spine. If you have that left foot on the knee, bring it to the ground gently, and then slowly bring those knees to the sky, the feet to the ground. Try to resist the temptation to draw the knees to the chest and let those legs come along and allow that rebound to unravel any tension in the low back. If there's any along the kneecaps, the quads. So allowing yourself here to just bask in this rebound, feel this rebound. Just notice yourself here. You might notice that chi moving back and forth or up and down or in spirals or maybe like popcorn. Could be still like a lake. We have a couple options for our next shape. You can bring feet together and let those knees drop out to the side for reclined butterfly. You can rise up to a seated butterfly if you want. Any variation of our full butterfly here. If you're in a seated butterfly, you might want to just round the spine, chin to chest, if you like. Good, guys. Yep, and you can bring blocks if you want in front of the feet and stack them and just rest the forehead on a block or on a tower of blocks. To make this as yin as possible. Nice job, guys. Oh. Nice job, guys. If you're on your back, perhaps noticing the rise and fall to the front of the body with the breath. If you're seated in the seated butterfly, perhaps feeling that expansion in the side body, in the back, in the front. We'll slowly come into our final rebound of Shavasana. There's no rush. Any variation of Shavasana. Any expression of your Shavasana. Inviting in that bliss body. Bringing awareness to the breath. Letting it go. Just noticing the rise and fall of the stomach. Bringing awareness to the breath again and again. Now I want you to visualize how a warrior would be resting if he or she were in your body. Dignified, alert, strong, silent, aware. Keeping your awareness focused on your breathing as the stomach expands on the in-breath and gently sinks back on the out-breath. Being aware of the present. Time passes, people come and go, but your warrior spirit just sits. Dignified, alert, strong, silent, aware. With chaos all around, the warrior just rests. With his awareness on his breathing, the rise and fall of the belly. And now as you sit here, expanding your awareness to include your breathing as it enters through your nostrils and passes down your throat into your chest, causing the belly to rise. And then as we exhale, following the breath back out, your awareness on your breath. Everybody wants the warrior to do something. Get up, be like us, join the turmoil, they cry. But the warrior just sits, dignified, alert, strong, silent, aware. Always in the present, always honoring her thoughts, letting them go, and moving back to awareness, back to the experience of being alive, not living in the fiction of the mind, not living in the depression of the past or the worry of the future, but living in the bliss of the present, not judging, just being. Dignified, alert, strong, silent, aware. Allowing the body to take care of itself as it has done for so long. Allowing the body to heal itself. Allowing the body to just be. Without stress, without anger, without fear. Only with peace, only with love, only with acceptance. Acceptance of what is in the present. Some days it rains. Some days it's sunny. In the winter, some days it snows. But the warrior just sits. Accepting things as they are. Not trying to change things. But just being aware. Being alive. Right here. Right now. As we go about our evenings, Just moving through our evening, a peaceful warrior with awareness. Breathing in and out. Inhale to close. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.